Okay, here we go on to another fencing project. We're gonna go show you guys a house here that's got it's got log, that big heavy duty log, kind of a fencing slash railing around the perimeter of the yard here. And I kind of talked him into doing something different, going with steel, some kind of heavy duty steel. And so we're gonna go measure it and come up with a game plan of what to do here. This is where my buddy Pete lives, his complex, and they got these are really nice homes here. And this is the one that's the issue. You can see it's got some failures. So it's got this angular rock, so I'm gonna do something like a steel gate here. And we're gonna delete all of this and go steel in between all these, because that was my recommendation and I think she's gonna go with it. And I think it'll look cool. It's gonna look really nice. It's gonna work great with the rock. So the only thing that I did notice before was, you see how it's fat on the top and narrow at the bottom. And that's because of obviously the angle of these pillars. So what we would do is our square, it's a picture frame that we're gonna do with maybe a post in the center, post here, post here. These posts will be actually paralleling that angle, which I think is gonna look really cool. I haven't seen anything quite like it, and I think it'll look great. It'll be custom. They're all like that, so they're all gonna have to have that slight angle to them. And it'll be a little tricky in the shop to do, but I think it's really gonna look awesome. Hopefully they do it. It's not gonna be cheap, and we're gonna have to, the gates are gonna get replaced and everything basically to match. So I'm gonna measure right now, put the phone down and measure. But I just want to kind of show you like what this wood has done over the years. It's just sagging, multiple locations over there. It's at the end of its lifespan, and I don't really care to work with this stuff. This is just as expensive to put back, and why not go steel and just one and done. And it'll be heavy square tubing, so it's gonna look bulky. And it's not going to look all chintzy. It'll be thick. It'll be, I just know it's going to look great, and it'll work with this. I mean, this can all stay eventually. Later on, we'll probably end up doing all this to match. And then it'll kind of change the look of the house a little bit, but it's going to look good. So I just wanted to show you guys that, and I'm going to get to measuring. Okay, we're back on our way to Juniper. I got Owen and the boys up here right now. Greg and I came up with some elevations yesterday. We need to make a slight adjustment to our forms. We got to raise them up 4.5 inches to make his block work perfectly, so that we don't have any ripping of the block. We don't want to be ripping a whole course of block in half. So we're going to raise the thing 4.5 inches. That'll put us right at 8-inch increments for the block, and that'll make him happy. That'll make me happy. Everything should be perfecto. So we're going to get Owen, Alex, and Chewy working on doing that this morning. And then I'll have him measure. We'll double check our measurements. We said it was about 15 yards of concrete for this upper footing. We're going to double check that, and hopefully the block guys are going to keep up, because they're not going as fast as we thought. And if they can't, I'm going to have to order a pump and pump this footing separately. But our plan was to have inspection on the walls, the lower walls at 4 foot, and then we are going to use the concrete pump for that, pump those up, and then we'll use the pump to do this footing here that's all down on the side of the hill. So I don't know why they have the excavator over there, but we're about ready to find out. Morning. So them boys they're up to 4 foot right there. Once they get all the corners, they should really be able to move through the center. And that's the plan. You better stop barking. No, you don't. You don't go anywhere unless I tell you. Okay. I mean, this dog's crazy. Okay, I got them all laid out. So the idea here, that whole form, it's just gonna come up 4.5 inches, so it's pretty simple. We're gonna get a string back out so we can parallel off that string with everything. We're going to get our laser set up where it's at right now. We're gonna add 4.5 inches to the laser. We're gonna rip a piece 4.5 inches wide for that side and one for that side. We'll set these two ends up at 4.5 inches higher, and then we'll come through and do the whole middle, raise it all 4.5 inches, make sure it's nice and straight all the way through, and it'll be ready to pour. Our block guys are plugging away. Now he's got a couple more guys here today, so they should really start moving some block here. I would expect by the time I come back on Monday that they're pretty darn close to being at 4 foot. That's the plan. We're sticking to it. These guys are set, so now we're gonna go look at a couple more jobs and make sure everybody's on the task. All right, we just got over here to Nordica. We're gonna look at a couple things for these guys, see what they got. I think it's some rock work and retaining wall stuff. So this is a retaining wall on the edge of the parking lot, right on the edge of a hillside. Originally he wanted to do something out of rock, and I thought, yeah, that's cool, but I suggested a different approach because, for one, even though we have rock everywhere, sourcing uniform size rock and just the work that's going to go involved just to do the rock, I'm kind of thinking we're going to be better off to go with my idea, which is going to be a footing. We're going to take all this out here. It's a pretty steep hillside, so you can see it really drops off. And what I'll do is I'll create a step that follows the contour of this parking lot here. It's about 100 lineal feet, and I want to put a footing, and then I want to stack a couple courses of block, CMU block, and recreate all of this out of CMU cinder block. Probably we'll stop this thing. Doesn't really need to continue right there. There's a lot of landscaping there. We'll probably stop it about right here. We'll do the CMU, kind of the same level, stepped, follow the elevation. Couple courses above grade. And then, like I was telling him, we can put a veneered, essentially a veneered face on it. So on the outside facing the street, it'll look like it's all rock, and it'll be but it'll be CMU right on top of a footing, and it's not going to twist out like that. So what may end up happening is we may actually have to take and saw cut the concrete a couple feet back all the way down, or the asphalt, saw cut that out, dig down, create that shelf, build our wall, and then backfill back in and then do an asphalt patch. But that's the way I would do it, and that's the way I'm going to price it, and we'll see what he says. I think that's a one and done type of a fix. We won't be messing with that anymore after that. Okay, now we got to go up to Horseshoe. Mike and Dan are up there. And we had these brackets that the engineer designed for the timbers inside the house. It's a really funky angled brackets that they need fabricated, which we already fabricated them, I think. And they're up there right now. They had a question about the bolt pattern. So I'll go up there, figure out what we're gonna do with the bolt pattern, and then we'll go look at another job after that. We got another deck that we need to go do some measurements on. It's a really simple deck. I just need to get the exact measurements for the engineer. So this is the Horseshoe job. We got some brackets up here that they designed because the roof kind of slipped on them a little bit with the snow load. And we're trying to fit them in these like tight little areas. Looks like Mike's got it all clamped up here. That looks good.
Yeah, before I'll tack it and then take it out there. But before I tack it, I'll do the holes.
Mm-hmm.
Do 1 inch down, 1 inch over. Same thing up here, and then 10 inches down. That way it'll kind of match the other ones. And then
Yeah.
the ones that I was kind of thinking about though are these ones right here. These ones aren't really doing a whole lot. And there's no way, you can't hold them to tighten them up. So I'm thinking of just slicing these ones off.
Do you think you can zip them down to where they suck in flush with the wood, and you can just cut the remaining thread off?
Maybe they don't want to. They don't want to tighten.
Oh, they're
up.
turning.
Yeah, that, and you can't grab that one with the pliers or anything in there. We tried to get them off, and these two we can.
Yeah.
But,
well, if we can save at least two of them, we could probably. We don't really necessarily need that other one since we got this bracket here. Mm-hmm. That's going to be holding these two together. And the bolts are actually from this one here. Those are from that one. Mm-hmm. Going all the way through. So now we got this bracket and then this bracket. I don't think we need them at all.
And then this one will have all new holes. It'll have one here, one here, one here. And possibly, I think we're going to do one right here too. We'll probably try and do another one right through here to be able to tie.
There you go.
Those ones in also.
Okay. So, all right, that looks good. I was worried about me being, those are always a hard one to bid. And I told the guy 2,800, and I thought he was gonna fall out of his chair, but he accepted the quote, and then I thought, dang. Can we get it done for 2,800? Because there was a lot of little things to do right there with those brackets, and but they said they're going to be finished today. So, all right, one more stop before we hit the office is going to be looking at this deck and pulling those measurements. Show you guys the deck, and then we're going to go to the office. We're going to grind out bunch of invoicing and a bunch of stuff, and then it's that time again. I've got to get on the road and get back to Bakersfield and get back to my other project, which is my tiny home trade out. that some of you have been following on my other channel, Dirty Hands TV. I'm doing my tiny home trade out for a bunch of equipment, and so I'm really kind of, it's a really small, kind of lame project, but I'm really focused on it because I want to see how good I can do on this trade. You know, it's almost like it's a game for me, and the better I play the game, the better the trade works out. So right now I'm trying to beat the house. Like, I'm playing against the house because the guy that I'm doing it for, he's like the casino, and the odds are always in his favor. He doesn't do any deals unless the odds are in his favor. So now it's my turn to hit a blackjack on this thing and parlay it and make some money on this trade. So this one here is, I think I can go in right here. We'll just get a real quick look at it, pull some measurements, mark some posts, and yeah, come in this way, no problem. Okay, so here it is. I'll park right here, so I'm somewhat out of the way. I won't be here very long. So this is the deck here, and you can see they've redone some of the other, well, a long time ago it looks like they redid another deck, but this it's sitting on sticks. Everything around here is on 6x. You know, you can see this one over here was done several years ago, but they use 6x post and 6x header. So that's kind of the problem with this one, is it's all 4x material and it's lightweight, light duty. It's not gonna it's been settling and twisting. It really doesn't look in too bad a shape, but they want to go ahead and replace it. So we're gonna go all brand new. We got to measure here. We got to figure out square footage, lineal footage. We got five footings, new footings that are going in here. All that good stuff. So we are getting final measurements here. It's pretty much, they've committed to doing this job. So this was a job I looked at a long time ago, and they finally committed. We're kind of too busy for it, but I'd already told them quite a while ago that we were going to do it. So I'm going to stand by that and get it done this season. I told them I could have it done by the before the snow flies. That's my saying that I use a lot. Like, oh yeah, we can do it before the snow flies. So anyways, there's that. And I already measured it, so I just wanted to show you guys what it was. Now we're gonna go see Juan. He's doing our fascia change out on the other complex, and that's going pretty well. We had a 10-day timeline on it. I think we're on day like 6 or 7. We got one building left, like 1.5 buildings left to do. I would imagine they're gonna finish that job by tomorrow night, and I've already talked to them. They're going to be our framing crew down in Bakersfield. So they're going to help me out with my tiny home trade, and it's going to be a side job for them. And I'm going to let them make a little side money. They can get a little extra cash in their pocket for doing a little job on the weekend there. So if they finish on Thursday here, they'll come down to Bakersfield Thursday night. And Friday we will start framing. We're gonna frame Friday, Saturday, possibly a little bit on Sunday. Our goal is gonna be have the tiny home built by Sunday. So I'm setting some pretty high standards for the guys, but it's a small enough little building that I'm pretty sure with 3 guys, we should have no problem building it in 3 days. So as you can see, there's all our old material. I talked to Alex and Owen about this morning. They're gonna bring the dump truck over. They're gonna get the dump truck over here, and we got shorted 10 pieces of fascia too, so that we'd already be done right now if it wasn't for that. but we had to stop. And when I actually had to bring that up from Bakersfield, that really kind of hurt me. But at least we got it. You can see they've got all the pieces run. They've got this building's done, that building's done, this one's done. And I'm gonna talk to Juan right now and confirm that we will be able to button this up by tomorrow. I don't see a problem with it. They've done great. They really made us some money on this one. I figured it was gonna take every bit of 10 days, and they beat the schedule, so they did good. We are back at the office now. Look at my mess. This is my controlled chaos. Everything everywhere. And got to get some invoicing done. Bud's right there under my feet like he always likes to be. And I don't know where Sadie went. Where'd she go? I think she went in the back room or something. Where'd she go? Did she sneak out? I don't see her. No, there you are. She gets trapped. She gets trapped in the freaking bathroom. She's never learned that lesson. Don't go in there because the door shuts. You got trapped, didn't you? So we're gonna wrap up. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, which was just a small snapshot of our day in Mammoth. It's now roughly 9:30 in the morning, and we did all of that and more before 9:30. So that's kind of how these summer days go for us here. I get up super early. I try to do the bulk of everything I got to do before lunchtime, and pretty much usually crash out after lunch. Probably typically by 3 o'clock, I'm like looking for a way to get back to the house, get my shoes off, and just basically zone out and watch YouTube or, mindlessly scroll through social media. I don't know what you guys do, but that's kind of what my day ends up in a nutshell, is just a blast in the morning all the way through lunch, and then some downtime in the afternoon and a recharge, and do it all over again the next day. So thank you guys for watching. Comment on the video. Let me know what you're thinking. I love to hear your thoughts, good or bad. You can tell me what I should do, what I shouldn't do. I may or may not listen, but always glad to hear it. And we're going to wrap this video up, and we'll see you on the next one.